Hello viewers, welcome to my channel, Since 360 Investor. In this video, let's take a look at two things. One, the market. We'll do a market update and we'll continue our theme of building out the watch list. So this will cover both. And so we're going to be focused on both the market segment up here, plus the trader segment. So we're going to look at both of those and to some extent look at the indexes as well. Before we begin, a quick word about the disclaimer. Please read through this, providing financial advice, etc. Pause, read through, and then continue. Okay, thank you. And so without much further ado, let's begin. Right, so as I said, we're going to focus on the markets. And so before I get into a quick recap of the slide that was put out in the previous update. So we're still kind of observing this overall pattern from this kind of mega pattern in the markets. And, so we are somewhere in this uptrend here, close to, in fact, we're probably a little bit higher than where this shows, closer to the prior highs up here. So it's gone a little bit closer to the prior highs here. And now we're kind of starting to stall out potentially. Maybe from here we can continue up and take these highs out, and then we'll see what's made up, what's in the markets after that, or somewhere in the next 2-3 months we find ourselves trending to the downside. So this whole pattern is not out of the woods yet. So we want to kind of keep this in the back burner and just kind of refer to it now and then. And then, as I mentioned, the swirl still continues. We still have all of the same conversations in the financial media. So this has been covered in a previous video, so I won't belabor this here today. And let's move on. And so next we'll take a look at the indexes and do a quick update on. Okay, so here we have the NASDAQ, and as mentioned in the previous update, we had indeed broken down below the rally day lows and find ourselves with the market in correction mood. And now we're looking for, so this was the day it was kind of put into correction here. Since then, we have kind of found a lower footprint, but there was hope on this day when we had a kind of an upside reversal. That was Wednesday, and then we had a follow through on that rally day. Next day, closing high and fairly close to the top of the range. The third day we looked even more promising as we started out because we had a nice gap up, but then it couldn't quite hold it there, and we found ourselves working out, giving it all back, working our way back down, even though by the end of the close we still kind of closed up higher than the prior day. But this is not a good look at all. So what we see is that we're still in the attempt mode of trying to find a follow-through day as an uptrend, but we've already seen a strong distribution day Friday, and this was another strong distribution. So we've had a couple of strong distribution days on Fridays, notably over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, so definitely selling came into the market. So we are still seasonally in a weak period. So we've broadened out a little bit and see where we're at. So we can still see, we can still find our way down to the that 12,500 level, maybe over the next week or two, and that will set up the quarter end rally from about mid-ish October onwards. So that's kind of what we want to be looking for if that happens. And clearly a break of this level to the downside is a totally different ball game, and that will need some deeper analysis. But for now, for the week ahead, we are still trying to find that follow-through day. We're 2-3 is 1 day away, so it could be here as soon as Monday. And so with that being said, we want to be making sure that we have our watch list ready to go. And that's what we're going to take a look at next. Okay, so the next piece of this video segment, let's revisit our building our watch list. Over the past 3 videos, I've been sharing creating a watch list, passing through it, and then just continuously refining it, almost like peeling back the layers of an onion. And so let's continue that. And so just to give you a visual, we actually started out with 5,245 stocks and also some ETFs in there as well. So that's been continuously whittled down, and I've been sharing those as slideshows, etc. And so the objective in the due process there is to get it down to a list of 50, and then continues to refine that down to 40, 30, 10, and down to about 10 potential candidates by the time the follow-through day arrives. We'll definitely want to be armed with the best 10 in our selection. And then as we build our portfolio positions, we want to try and target 5 stocks to get down to in terms of concentration. You could go down a little bit lower than that, certainly down to 3 to 4s if you get some good runners and you can so you can deal with the super concentration. Most people kind of start out with the 8 to 10 to begin with. So this is kind of our funneling process. And like I said, we started at 5,245, and so I've got the list whittled to about 50 stocks at the moment. So in this video, let's have a look at those 50, and then those will be refined, reduced down to potentially a list of 20 to 10 is where I want to be come Monday night. Okay, so now that's the the process. Let's actually go and take a look at that list of 50 or so stocks. Okay, so we've whittled down from over 5,000 to 50 or so, and let's just take a look at these 50. These will be whittled down iteratively over the next few sessions as I get down to a potential list of, I want to say about 10, and I'll probably prioritize in a couple of tranches, and then we'll see which ones pop up if we do get a follow-through day. So tickers up here, and if you want to, you can pause the video anytime if you want to stop and grab the ticker. So we're basically going to be looking for, at this stage, good setups, right? So I'm just going to run down the list here and see if there are at least 10 good stocks that I can find. But in this list, there's probably going to be more than 10, but eventually when I get down to 10 or so. But for now, I'm just going to see if we can get down to that level. Okay, so this is SMCI. SMCI did do a video on, and same as this one, Vertiv, in terms of some of the best performing stocks from our sensitivity selections. So this one's is setting up quite nicely in a little base. This one looks like it's already moved up. So let's stick so a little base forming up here with MOD, modern manufacturing, and then NVIDIA is in a kind of a sideways digestion. Their support, so this potentially could be in play by the follow-through day. And also, I would refer you to the equity analysis on NVIDIA, which is partial, but it does give you an idea on, and if you were just looking to get in into NVIDIA and you haven't been able to, there's actually been like 2 opportunities recently, but the fair value is estimated at 420, and it has been under 420 a few times now. So definitely that was an area that you could have picked up some NVIDIA already. And then we have Tidewater, a little bit extended. So we're looking for good setups potentially that could be setting up for breaking around or shortly after the follow-through day. So this is a nice little base happening. This one maybe not so. This one's kind of in a foolish weaker pullback. Alpha's kind of come off now. That's got some work ahead of it. This one's in a nice base meta. This one already powered through. Celsius Holdings. Back in. Here's a nice little base. This one potentially is also basing. A little scrappy, but a recent IPO. This one's looking a little weak now at this stage, but technically it is basing. It's too early on, maybe a later base. Lily's pulling back in. Beginnings of a base. This one looks more of a pullback. Could form a base, but could also be establishing a downtrend. This looks a little messy, the gap. Allison, this looks like a strong sideways. It's holding up pretty strong. Putting in a base pattern there. As is Aries, Broadcom. Yeah, it looks a bit of a consolidation, but potentially could offer a breakout. And this one looks kind of a cup and handle, starting to look a little longer. Like nice little base in. Extreme Networks, this looks like still on the left side, maybe forming the bottom of the base there. ETN early on. APG pullback, maybe starting to pull in the bottom of the base. Toll Brothers starting to, again, this could be a little erratic, could be the beginning of a short-term downtrend. Palo Alto's, this one found support. It's been a bit erratic. Earnings did save it a little bit, so potentially could offer a breakout. Parker Hannafin, similar pattern. So a lot of these kind of looking like they have that look of a double bottom feel to them. And there's another one, same as so is Copart. This one's just kind of look like a pullback. Same here, what's double bottom. Oracle, this looks a bit broken. Huge distribution 3 weeks ago. Quanta Services, this has been a steady climber. It's kind of still in that left side of the base building stage. And this looks a bit like a double bottom forming. A pullback. We have a recent IPO going sideways digestion, and then back to SMCI. So that's out of that 50. There are plenty of opportunities. So as you can see, we whittled down from over 5,000, and then we looked at 50 now, and then within that 50, there's at least 10 to 20 good setups to focus in on. So the next pass, I'm going to pass for even further and keep an eye, but I'll still keep an eye out on the broader list, because you don't know which ones are going to set up as they set up over the next 2, 4, 6 weeks, because they will all break out at different times, and so you want to have continuous options in picking up new merchandise if the merchandise you own isn't quite working. So this kind of shows you the watch list process where we are at, and then by the time the follow through day arrives, Monday you should be armed with a good set of merchandise to begin entering the market on. Okay, so that's a quick recap of the market update and where we're at, and then the continuation of how to build a watch list and passing it. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. If you like this, give it a like and share with family, friends, etc. That's it for this video, and thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time. Goodbye.